Hello everyone. Welcome to July's Paper Pumpkin Facebook Live. Come on in and say hi. Let me see if I can get some. Oh, there we go. All right, so this is the July's Paper Pumpkin. It is called The Adventure Begins. So I have a few projects that I am going to make with you, as well as the cards that are made out of this kit. So typically in every box, when you open it up, you're going to get a little brochure, and it's normally telling you about the following month's box. So it would be August's box. So this one is called Hope Box, and I know you guys have heard me talk about it before. This one is been worked on by our co-founder, Shelly. She is helping either design this, or she completely designed it. I'm not sure. I think maybe she's just kind of given her opinion and, you know, kind of her 2 cents on the box. So I would say that if you're going to sign up for Paper Pumpkin, this would be an excellent one to get. It is different than most of our boxes because this kit, as you can see, is red with our polka dots. That is our signature boxes. But this one is going to be a keepsake box that you can put, memory sakes inside of. I think it's really cool, but you guys know me and my pink, so of course I am in love with this upcoming kit. So I don't know exactly what they're putting in it. We don't know anything. I mean, if you go onto the website and you read, you're going to read just as much as I know. My name is Danny. I am here at Stampin' the Pink Barn. If you are watching me now and you see that little red live button up there, then hello and welcome. We are live and you can comment and I can interact with you. That means it is 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time along with Pacific, 7 o'clock Mountain Time, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern daylight savings time. Here in Arizona, where I'm at, Mountain Standard Time, we don't do daylight savings, so those times will change for you guys when your guys' daylight savings, changes and stuff. So the thing in this month's kit is it's all about kind of outdoors, adventure-y kind of stuff. Hint, the Adventure Begins, the name of it. But look at this really cool stamp set that they gave us this month. So the cool thing is with these kits is you will get all the stuff to make the projects, plus you're going to get a stamp set and an ink pad that you can use, for eternity, I guess you would say. With your first kit, you will get a Paper Pumpkin, gives you your clear acrylic block, so they make sure you're covered. The only thing that I would say that you need to add is a pair of snips. And I'm going to bring in my take a pick tool, because on any little rhinestones or anything that they give you in there, it's just easier for me to pick them up with that. And I am going to grab my full size garden green stamp pad here. I'm probably going to be using some Memento. I have some ideas like going on in my head. Now, whether or not they're going to work, I don't know, but that's what we're here for, is to just create, right? That's what stamping's all about. So Stampin' Up! Has also changed the way that they do their directions. You now have a full 3-sheet of complete directions on how to put this together. They even show you exactly where to place your dimensionals, exactly, how to stamp your stamps onto each one of your cutouts that they give you or whatnot. They tell you the wording to put and how to put it on the banners. And then they have a ruler over here in case you have a kit that has any kind of ribbon that they want you to cut a piece of ribbon. They will tell you exactly how much ribbon to cut to use for your projects. So, all right, so that is something that is really cool. That's, you know, Stampin' Up! Our Paper Pumpkin has changed on their kits, is this full in color brochure now, instructional brochure. And if it wasn't enough, you know, to just help you to make your kits, they've also given you a couple alternatives back here on the back as well. So let's get started. We're going to go ahead and make one of each one of these. So it looks like they did 12 cards. Well, I'm only seeing 3 of this one, but I'm pretty sure it might be hiding back behind this little thing. They wouldn't give you an odd number of cards. So it looks like they're doing, they gave us enough stuff for 12 cards this time. Pretty cool. Oh my goodness, look at these beautiful matching envelopes. Looks like those are all the same. Look at the colors in that. Aren't those gorgeous? Oh my goodness. So, matching envelopes. This is your sequence along with your dimensionals and your, I call them snot dots, but they're glue dots. Let's go ahead and take those out because it looks like we're going to need those. If I can get them out of here, okay. And you know me, I'm kind of chintzy, so I like to keep these little bags to put all my little leftover pieces and stuff. All right, so I did take this one out because I wanted to use that. I was playing around with that piece. So you have 4 of your little camper cards. Also, which is really cool that I have not seen yet in a Paper Pumpkin, is they made these trifold cards. So look at this. You get 3 tri-folded cards. Look at that scenery on there. Oh my goodness. It makes me miss hiking and going camping. And I was just telling my husband, I think it's time to buy an RV so we can go out, since our 2 older kids are, one's going to be a junior this year in high school. He starts actually on Monday. Our youngest, she's disabled. I know a lot of you guys that follow me kind of watch our stories with her and how we were just in the hospital and stuff with her. And my oldest, I'm a grandmother, so she's moved out and she's got, you know, her own life and whatnot. And so I was telling him, you know, looking at these kits and just, it makes me want to go on my little adventures. And I've always said that I want to travel and go see other parts of the country because I've never ever been on the East Coast. I think as far as I've gone east, I was born in California. We now live in Arizona. We moved to Arizona from Oregon. So we've always been on the West Coast. So I was telling him, I said, okay, I always wanted to go to Michigan. I don't know why. I think it's because I watched that show, Dr. Pol. It always just, it's snowy, and now living in Arizona, I'm like, I want snow again. So that's kind of my little background. All right, so let me grab the instructional sheet here and we'll go ahead and walk through this. Where did I just lay that? Oh, it's over here. All right, so the first card it looks like we're going to be doing is that little camper card. So I'm just going to set this here. Yep. And they even gave us our little banner pieces and our little sentiment pieces. So let me grab this out. And they're showing us folding this the way that it's meant to be. And where did I put my bone folder? I knew I was sitting around here somewhere. All right, there we go. And then they want us to pop out this little background piece here. Oops, and it looks like there's another little piece here, so don't miss that. All right, well, maybe I'll keep that down. All right, so now it says to fold our card, then grab one of the, it looks like the green tree. Look at those trees. I'm assuming we probably need to do them all. So I'm just going to stamp them all just because, for time's sakes. Let me grab a block here. I am using my D block. I'm not going to use the one that Paper Pumpkin gave us because I always wind up sticking my fingers in the ink. So these blocks are available in my store, just to let you know, and all the links are attached to this video. You can also go to my blog, which is stampinthepinkbarn.blogspot.com, and all the links are attached to that as well. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab my my little foam mat here, because since this is photopolymer stamp sets, and photopolymer means that they're the see-through, they're the clear ones. We do sell red rubber stamps, but Paper Pumpkin is always going to be the clear photopolymer. So you typically want some kind of cushion underneath these stamps. Oops, I almost did that one upside down. That would not have been good, but hey. Ah! Sticky, sticky. So do any of you guys have plans going on this weekend? It looks like we have Susan in here. Welcome, Susan. All right, there we go. I hope my comments are popping up here. Maybe I should turn my iPad the other way. Sorry, guys. I know my hands are all up in there, but... All right, so I just did that. Let me move my green ink, my garden green, because otherwise, y'all know me, and I'll stick my fingers in it, and then we'll have a mess. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and punch all these out just to get it out of the way. Isn't that so cute with those little green like tick marks on there, so it makes it look like the little leaves of the trees? All right, and I'm not gonna throw this away just because I might be able to use this as a stencil for something. Like I could cut here and then tape it off and mask it. I don't know, just saying, that's me, but I'm gonna hang on to it. All right, so now after I did that, it looks like we're going to open this flap up. So part 3, actually, we need to stamp, since we already have our stamping going on. It looks like we need to stamp the Let the Adventure Begin. Now I'm going to grab my H block and stamp this one on there. Okay, it said, what did it say we needed? Let the Adventure Begin. So where is that at? Okay, right here. And what I like to do is I like to lay this down first and then pick it up from my paper, because otherwise if I try to lay it on there, I always wind up making it crooked. So if I throw it down and it lands the way it needs to land, then it's normally straight. Okay, and it says to put our little tag piece, can you see this, or is it not showing up on the white? Put that tag piece off to the left. So let me dip this in the ink again. I have my fan going on over here, so hopefully that's not too crazy loud. Where is it showing? Put that right there. Ooh, that is so pretty. Ooh, I like that green on that. Okay, move that out of the way. Where did I? Okay, there's my card. So it is saying now, that was 3. So 4 is telling us to open this up and flip this out, and then to take our tree bit and take our little glue pieces here and grab this off of here and to stick one right here on this branch, and then put two down kind of the center of this tree. Oops, did I even grab that? Oh yeah, I did. Okay. Voila. Now to pick those little bits off. Okay. Maybe. And now you're going to find those things stuck to everything. Now take this and flip it, and it looks like we're lining it up. They're showing the gap right here, so it looks like it just gets lined up right with the top of that little trailer. Okay, let's flip it over and see if that worked. Oh my goodness, that is so cute. I think I should have moved it over just a hair, but I didn't, and I don't want to mess it up if I pick it up. I guess I should have probably looked at the front side before I committed. Oh, well, you know what? That worked out kind of good. I'm going to move it over where I don't want the trees hanging off. Did I just stick my hand in that ink? I guess not. No, I'm good. Okay, yeah, that's better because you can see more of the tree that way. So watch when you're putting it down that you don't want your tree piece to come past this, because then it's going to hang out of the outside of your envelope or your card, and it won't fit in your envelope correctly. All right, and now it says that we need to take 3 dimensionals, which are these little white bits, and put one here, because see, see, I knew it. Put one on, or you put 3 along the back of this. I swear, no matter where I move my ink, something always has to get into it. Oh well, such is life. Good thing nobody's going to be flipping my card over and looking at the back of it, right? Because they're going to be in such awe of the beautifulness of the front. Who would need to flip it over? All right, and this gets lined up right over here on the right-hand side. And then just make sure your margins are correct up there. All right, and there is our first card, but it looks like they put 3 of the little blue ones and 2 of the little orange yellow color ones on there. Where's the other ones at? Oh, okay, there they are. 1 up on the tree up here, 1 on the, it looks like on the top of the trailer maybe? And then 1 down here, but I don't see where the other yellow one is. Oh, there it is, right up there. Okay, here we go. I guess it doesn't matter. You don't have to do it exactly the way that they have it, but these are your cards. You can do them the way you want them. All right, there you go. Ooh, look at that shimmeriness on there. Ooh, that makes that so pretty. That really added a lot of pop to that. Jeez. Okay, there's that one. So that fits into our envelope. And look, see, and I got green over here too. Oh my goodness. All right, so let's move on to our next one. So I'm gonna flip this over. And we're gonna do the lantern. So let me grab the lantern one. Okay, and we pop this piece out. So the other thing that I think that these cards would make great masculine cards, because you know how, well, I don't know if you have a problem with like always trying to come up with ideas for masculine cards, but I know I do. And these would be excellent for that. Okay, so there we go. We took that out of there, and then now it says to hold this. Oh, look at that inside of that. It has a, it looks like a tree sprig coming across. Ooh, that is so pretty. Ooh, I like these. Okay, so now it says to, I'm going to clean this off because we're obviously done with that, well, until we get to our alternatives, but I'm going to clean this off for now and take that off of there. And it says, let your light shine is what we need on one of these little white circles. Let your light shine. Okay, that's this one. Okay, we're going to put that right in the center of that. Ooh, okay, that worked. And I'm going to shut this. We don't need any more cards being... Okay. So we stamped that. Now it says to, when you flip this over, make sure your, I don't know if you can see through there or not, make sure your words are kind of centered, like you just took it and completely flipped it over. And then now take 3 of these and put them on the bottom half of this circle. Like that. Okay, that was part 2. Now part 3. Okay. So we're going to take this and we're going to stick it, it looks like down over here in this corner, but making sure that our dimensionals stay out of the way so we don't have any sticky parts. So when this is closed, this piece is not sticking to our back piece. Okay, I'm going to grab another little, I'm going to grab my littlest block. This is A, and it looks like, what do we need? We need, now there's 2 different sizes of these little, what are those, fireflies? Is it called a firefly, I think? Or a butterfly, or a moth, or something or other. And we are going to stamp those on these white areas of this card. So if you're not a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, let me just tell you a little bit about this. This is an all-in-one box. Besides, like I said, maybe your pair of snips, and a couple extra blocks just to save your time from having to keep switching your stamps around, or your stamps off your blocks. But other than that, it comes with everything that you need to make gorgeous cards. They even go as far as including your envelopes to be able to send these. So the other thing that is, if you're a traveler here in southern Arizona where I live, we have a lot of people that are snowbirds. So in other words, they come here when it's cold, like if they're from, you know, somewhere up north and it's cold, they come here to spend their time in their winters down here, when it's still warm down here in our winters. And these boxes, I mean, you would be amazed of how many people are just like, that is exactly what we need, because they don't want to, you know, have the big craft room, but then go home for another, you know, 6 months or so. That these are excellent because then they can just travel back and forth with them. So keep that in mind. And they make great gift boxes as well, especially if you have like little kids or you have grandchildren and they always see you playing in your craft room. Grab one of these boxes for them. It's really kind of cool because then they can cut them out and they can play with them and they can do what they want. All right, so that was, oh, wait a minute. We forgot the prettiness. See, I get, It looks like we're going to need 2 blue ones this time and then 3 of the orange or yellow, whatever. Okay, one goes there. One goes there. I love how they put the white behind those little mothies or fireflies, whatever the heck they're called. Okay, and then what else? Oh, there they are. It's kind of hard to see them in the picture where they're at. It looks like this one is up over here because you don't want this to be on top of it, so just like that. And then when they open it, they still have some pretty, you know, sequins in the inside too. And then look at all that space that you have to write on. That's awesome. Okay, there's that one. And then let's get to the third one. So let me flip this over like that. And it looks like we're going to need one of these little trees. Look how cute those are. I love the colors in this kit. And that's the other thing on this kit. What did it say? There were so many colors that coordinated with this kit this time. We had basic black Bermuda Bay, crushed curry, early espresso, flirty flamingo, garden green, granny apple green, mango melody, night of navy, and whisper white. But that's actually basic white because we don't have whisper white anymore. But I am so pleased to see one of these with granny apple green. I am on this granny apple green kick right now, and you'll see with one of the cards that I'm going to make as my alternative, my whole granny apple green. I just think it is such a bright and cheery green. All right, so let's bend this over. Come in and say hi and let me know where you're watching from. Okay, this one, it looks like you're gonna put the green bits on, and see, you would have known I put that little piece away. Okay, so we need to, oh, and the other thing you're probably gonna need is something like our chamois, which I sell these in my store. They are available right now. The chamois is like the best next thing to like cake. Just saying. This chamois, as you can see, mine is very well loved, but no matter how dark it gets, you just keep rinsing it out. And know that when you rinse it out with cold water, you're normally going to get your blues and your greens out of it, but then switch that water to warm, and then you're going to start seeing reds flow out of this thing. So that's kind of a little tip there to know. And that was something that one of my uplines kind of taught us, which was a great tip. Because you probably didn't know that a lot of your blues have a lot of green tints, or a lot of red tints in them. Okay, so it looks like we just take this and lay it over the top, just like that. Making sure that we don't go below that white piece, because we don't want our white piece being ticked up with our little tick marks. And then we need to also take the same, what was this one? Let the adventure begin. So we need to take the other one, which said dream big, aim high. Yeah, my chamois, I have the Stampin' Scrub, which I know a lot of people have because they were so popular when they first came out. But now I think when I do my in-person classes, everybody is asking me, oh my gosh, where did you get that? I'm like, well, I sell it. And they're like, oh my gosh, that is the best thing I've ever used. And I said, right? I mean, they were genius coming up with these chamois. All right, so it looks like we need to move this over here, just like that. Okay. Give that a second to dry. That one didn't come out as good, but that's okay. Using photopolymer, I can always come back in. I don't want to stick my head over my camera, but I can always come back in and stamp over the top of that to make that a crisper. Am I going to screw it up? Let me see. I'm going to try to do it, and we're just going to go with it. If it doesn't work, I just get a new one. I love that they give us extras, so they gave us one extra in there, I believe, because there's 1, 2, 3, yep, 5 of them. So let me see if I can get this. I know I'm not on my sponge board, or my foam mat. But let me see if I can do this without getting my big head in the camera. Oh, see, that didn't work. Okay, so like I said, they gave us extras, so let's get this done really quick. Okay, let me stamp the wording first. Okay, I just cleaned that off because I'm thinking maybe my ink wasn't sticking to it because maybe I had touched it with my fingers or something. So that is another good tip to kind of know that whenever you first use your photopolymer stamps, kind of the tip is to clean it first and then use it for the first time. And the way that I smack it on my hand is to just get the excess water off. But your stamps will normally work better if you clean it the first time without just going straight from the packaging straight into your ink. See how much better that looks? Because I cleaned that stamp. I must have touched it or something when I was peeling off that top layering of, what was that stuff called? The acetate that they cover to seal those stamps up to keep those protected. Let me shut this. Oops, sorry you guys. I should not have set that on there. That probably made a lot of noise. I just got a new camera stand, so it's taking me getting used to of where I can place things without hitting that, and then having it go up through the stand and then like echo for you. Okay, so let me move that. All right, let's bring this back in here. And looks like what we need to do next is put dimensionals on this. Okay, so one goes there. Oops, I guess that actually goes, no, that's right. And then one here. And one here. I know it's so crazy to think that my kids' school summer is already over and they're going back to school. It's kind of a sad moment, actually, because it just seems like they just finally got released back to school because of the coronavirus thing that's going around, this pandemic that we have. And then a couple of times last year, they tried to let the kids go back to school, and then they had to pull them back out of school and have them do online stuff. So it's been really hard on these kids this year. But my son, like I said, he's a junior. He's so excited to go back to school. Like, you wouldn't even believe it. That's what he said. He goes, Mom, he goes, I don't think I've ever had a year where I'm this excited for school to start. And since he's 16, he's learning how to drive right now. And so we've been kind of looking at vehicles and stuff for him. So he's all excited to buy a car. And so all those fun things, you know, being a parent and all those challenging things as being a parent. And we've always told our kids that we will buy their first vehicle, and no, it's not going to be anything brand new and fancy or anything, but we'll buy them their first car, and then if they ruin it or wreck it or whatever, then it's on them, and then it's time to put your big boy pants on or big girl pants on, and, you know, you get to buy the next one. All right, where's the other one? So it says 3 blue and 2 yellow. Okay, so we got the 2 yellow. I'm missing my 1/3 blue one. Where does it go? Oh, there it is, right up here. Yeah, and since he goes to school so far away from our house, we've been, and then he has to do a long trip on the freeway. We've been telling him the kind of car that we're kind of looking at for him. And at first he was really against it until we started showing him them. And so now he's kind of getting into the idea that, okay, I'm not like not good enough to drive a Volvo. Because we're looking at some of the, not a new one, it's an older Volvo SUV type. And the only reason why I'm looking at that kind of vehicle for him is because of the safety factor, because the freeways down here, the speeds are so high that I want something for him to be safe in. And then where we live, we have a farm out here, west side of Tucson here. He has to have something that has like all-wheel drive, or has to be an SUV so he can get in and out of our roads, because we get a big wash that comes through here, especially during, like right now, monsoon season. All right, so that was our cards that came in the kit that you get to make 4 of each if you just go with exactly what they give you in the kit. Okay, aren't those so cute? I absolutely love them. Now, you know, the other thing that I was thinking is if you had a Wink of Stella, you know, the Wink of Stella pins. Where is mine? I know mine's sitting around here somewhere. Our Wink of Stella, this one hasn't even been open yet. But, and like I said, I don't know where my other one is. Oh, there they are. And you took some Wink of Stella, which has got like this, let me make sure. Oh, that's the white one. Of course, I grab them all, but the one that I need. Okay, this is the one. Let me do this really quick just to kind of show you how pretty this would be on this. I think this one's probably on its last leg. Okay, I'm just going to add some of this Wink. And Wink is beautiful. This is the clear Wink. Yep, it's time to bust open that new one right there. Now, the other thing to know, that when you go to open this, make sure you take off, open it first, take off this little black ring, because it will not let you do anything if that black ring is on there. And then there's like a little pokey thing in there that is now going to activate this Wink of Stella. Okay? But I still have some in here, but I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing to this. But now let me hold that up and show you. Can you see the glittery shimmeriness on this lantern? I hope you can see that. Maybe if I move it down just a skosh where it hits the light. Right in here is I put this Wink of Stella. And if you just keep adding more, the more you add, kind of the more sparklier, words are hard, it's gonna get. And I think that really adds kind of a neat effect to that lantern. Okay, and then you can actually do that to your little windows here as well, but I'm not going to do that. I just wanted to show you, because it's a lantern. We all know that lanterns are sparkly and that kind of stuff. All right, so let me move these ones. So you have your envelopes. These fit in there. You have your little area to go ahead and write your recipient on there. And you have lots of room to write in those. All right, let me move those ones out of the way and put those in my box. And let me come in with my first alternative. So this one is going to be kind of a Christmassy theme. So I got our real red cardstock and I cut this in half. So it is 8.5 by 5.5. And we are just going to fold that in half. So it's going to be folded at the 4 1/4 mark. Or you can score this at 4 1/4 as well. And then this piece here is 5 1/4 by 4, and that's just going to fit on there. But let me get what I was doing here. Okay, so I'm going to grab my Granny Apple Green, because what did I tell you guys, that I am on a Granny Apple Green kick. So I'm going to move that out of the way. We're going to open Garden Green, and we're going to open Granny Apple Green. Let me get some of this stuff out of the way. I've got all these little dimensional bits laying here. I don't need those anymore. Okay, so I need the full tree. And I'm just going to set it on this side and move this one really quick. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Garden Green and kind of get this nice and inked up and juicy. Okay, move this piece. Bring my foam pad back in. And I am going to, I think I need to take my what's it called? My spoon, and move some of that ink around on there because it looks like it's kind of sitting in one area. And I'm just going to put this down here off to kind of one of the sides of this. See how I kind of moved it? It's not in the center, but it's off to the side here a little bit. Then I'm going to clean it, and then I'm going to go into my Granny Apple Green. And then I'm just going to put this one kind of beside it. And yes, they're going to overlap a little bit on the leaves, but that's okay. And then I was going to clean it, but then I changed my mind because we're still going to be using this Granny Apple Green. And then I'm going to do it over here. Sorry if I'm putting my head over the camera. Okay, now we need garden green. And then this one is going to go right there. Okay, and then that is that. Let me close these. Okay, I'm going to need to turn my fan off for a minute because we're going to be doing some embossing, and I don't want my embossing powder to be all in my lap because that's never a good thing. So what I did was grab my Real Red ink pad while this is still sitting here, and I grabbed I just bought this set. It hasn't even been released yet. It comes out in the mini catalog, which starts the July through December mini catalog. I know you're thinking, well, wait a minute, if it's a July catalog, why is it not live yet? Well, it had to be pushed forward a little bit because of the fact that the shipping crisis that's going on, they weren't able to get all the products in to bring them to you guys as customers. So they decided that, you know what, we're just going to push it out a month and just roll with it because that's just the way life is right now. So this is coming out in the new catalog, and if you don't have a demonstrator and you would like to place an order or you would like those new catalogs, please message me and I will get catalogs to you right away in the mail. But this is called Holly Jolly Wishes, has some amazing little sets in it. And I'm going to come in with the Have a Holly Jolly Christmas. So this catalog will go live August 3rd. Okay, you know what I want to do really quick while I have this out here is I want to take my garden green and come back in with these little tick marks, and I want to do my plants really quick. Or my trees. Well, I guess they're plants, right? Trees are plants too. I know I always say that we need to drive up north Arizona so I can see some real trees, because down here in Tucson, we don't have like evergreen trees and that kind of stuff unless we were to go up on the mountain, which is Mount Lemon here. All right, so there is my stamp mounted, and then I am going to take Real Red, and I'm going to do this kind of quick. So, because I don't want my ink to dry, because this is not Versamark, which you could, by all means, stamp this first. But let me tell you something. If you're going to stamp this, because this is a red rubber stamp, you're going to want to use your Stamparatus for this reason. If you were going to stamp it in the red first and then come above that with your Versamark, you don't want your placement of your stamp or your Versamark to be different. So with the Stamparatus, when you move that stamp over, it's going to stamp in the same spot every time you do that. But I'm just going to do this really quick because I think my red ink is juicy enough, if you can see that on there, that it will stay wet long enough. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to quickly run this in here. So I'm just using the clear embossing powder. Yep, that worked. And then now let me get this closed. Now before I go to run my heat tool on that, I want to make sure my ink is shut and my embossing powder is closed, because here's the thing. If I was to take a heat tool in here on, you know, either my ink or my embossing powder, it's going to start cooking that cup of embossing powder or blow it everywhere. I don't know if you guys have seen our we have gold leafing. It's called gilded leafing, and that stuff is extremely sensitive to any kind of air blowing anywhere, and it just blink, it makes a mess. And you will be wearing gold leafing for quite some time. All right, so let me come in with this heat tool. I'm just kind of trying to get this heated up. And this is clear, so it's just going to melt just a little bit of clear over my red, just to kind of set that in place and make it kind of shimmery. Okay, just like that. Now, not sure if you can see that shininess, but it just adds kind of a little bit of a clear, almost like a glass look over the top of that, or a wet look. Now where did I put, okay, so here is my card base. So this is just a very simple card. Now you, by all means, can amp this up to your likings. Add a ribbon around it or whatever. And then I'm going to take some of these red rhinestone basic jewels. This is 146924, and these are in the annual catalog. And I'm just going to take some of these and just place these on this one right here. Now, you know what I always tell people also, that really good, cool thing that you can do with your paper pumpkin? I know a lot of people are like, well, I don't have enough people to send those to. If you can, taking cards to the, like a elderly facility or nursing homes and that kind of stuff. And I know there's not 400 cards in there. I know that. But if every month, if you had like 3 or 4 cards left over, take them to the nursing homes or take them to rehab centers and give those out, and you would not believe how like happy and how much you touch those people's hearts with just getting cards, because a lot of people don't send cards anymore. It's just kind of a thing. And I know with the cost of stamps and all that going up, it's a little bit more ridiculous, but it is what it is. You know, inflation is inflation. But oh, sorry, I had to take a drink. It's kind of one of those things that it's nice to brighten other people's days, and then you don't even have to put a stamp on them because you're physically taking them there. And I know with the virus going on right now, some facilities aren't letting people come in, but even if you just take them to the desk and you say, hey, can you make sure you hand these to so many of your patients, and then I will be back next month and I want you to give it to the different patients. Because depending on what kind of facility you go to, those patients may not even be there again the next month, because of the fact that if it's a rehab, and I'm not saying like a drug rehab, I'm saying like rehab where if somebody has a hip replacement or if they get sick and they have to be in there for a couple of weeks until they can, you know, be recovered enough to go home. So look at that. Isn't that so stinking cute? Simple, but oh, I just think it's adorable. This is the other one that I made here, and I put Jingle All the Way on there. So I always try to make something that I can stamp on and have kind of my dummy card sitting off to the side so I can make sure I do it correctly. All right, so that is my first alternative. The next one I saw from Miss Rachel Tessman, and she used this piece here. Now, I kind of have something in my mind that I was thinking, and I know this card would typically go like this, but I'm not sure how this is gonna look, but we're just gonna wing it because that is just how I roll. So let me grab a piece of basic white and trim this down just a skosh, because all I'm gonna do is just stamp on this and see how this is gonna look. And now this may not turn out the way that I had it envisioned in my mind, but I kind of thought this is also in the new upcoming mini catalog, and it has a matching set of dies. It's called, the whole suite is called Peaceful Place, I believe it is, but Peaceful Cabin is the bundle with the stamps and the dies. And these dies are, whew, let me tell you, this one cuts out all these little pieces that kind of, it does kind of an embossing kind of look. I had a piece sitting around here that I cut out, but I don't know where it is right now. And then this, if you stamp the image, this will actually cut out the cabin right here. And then you've got trees in the background, and it's just a really cool set. It's something that I think you're really gonna see a lot of people playing with. Okay, so enough jibber jab. Let me stamp this out, and we're gonna see if this turns out the way I'm envisioning, because let's be honest, not everything turns out how it does in my mind. If you know me, you know that my mind gets kind of wandering. But that's okay. That's where the creativity comes from, right? If we didn't have creativity and we weren't doing things and messing up on things, then, you know, I don't think it's necessarily a mess up. It's just, you know, what visually looks good and what doesn't. All right, so I'm just going to do this in black. And then I'm just going to kind of stamp it low down here. How low can you go? Because I'm going to run that through my... Ooh, look at that. That is the first time I've stamped this stamp. I'm not kidding. This just came, I think it just came on Tuesday. So I quickly took them out of the package and stuck my clings on the back. But other than that, I have not played with this. My mom is also a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator under me, and she came over yesterday and she was playing with this set, because I go, oh my goodness, I go, you better go play with that set and you better tell me what needs to go on with that. So she was in playing, trying to see how all the pieces work together, and I think we learned a little bit, but I don't know. We're gonna try it. All right, so let me grab this piece here and run this through. I'm running out of space here. Let me grab my mini guy here and lay that there. And then where did I had washi tape connected, stuck to this. All right, it was on my big boss. All right, so now what I'm doing, can you guys see, or am I completely out of frame? Okay, I'm just gonna lay that, hopefully it's straight. And then I need to move it in far enough that this piece and my piece up there are on my plates. I'm telling you, words are hard. Oops. It helps if I put them staggered, because remember how your plates have to be staggered before they'll work with the mini. Whoops, what am I destroying over there? Oops, get that out of the way. All right, now let's see how this turns out. try not to let that click so it doesn't make a lot of noise. Okay, so I need to take my snips and snip it over here. I know my card is the portrait style card, so I'm not going to need too much of that. Isn't that the coolest little thing? It even takes out where the little awning would be, or what is this? Not an awning. What is that? Porch. The porch covering where it would leave those open spaces in the back. Oh, that is so delicious. Oh, I love me some cabins. Maybe I need to buy a cabin instead of an RV, right? I don't know. Just something where I could have snow during Christmas time, and yeah. Hello, Patty. Why is my iPad not telling me who's coming in here? Well, because that would just be the way it is. Okay, and what I was thinking, if I could pick this thing up, is having that sit there and then maybe put the cabin there. What do you think? I don't know, in my mind it looked a lot better than what that's really looking like in person. Maybe is it because it's too much white? Do I need, well, that's the tree that actually fits in that space. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Does that look goofy? Or does that actually look kind of good? And then what I was thinking is we could take one of the words and put the words up, up there. I'm just going to do it. You know what? Commitments are hard. Not really, but... Let me shut that. And you know what it actually might need? I'm not going to do it, but because I have that other card that I want to show you, but it might need some like white snow falling or something. Just something. And then I'm going to take the "May you enjoy the peace of this beautiful season." That's the other thing. The sayings that are in this set, I just love. That was another reason why I wanted to buy this set. Okay, and I'm gonna do that in black. Woo! Do you guys hear? Holy smokes. There was just a big thunder that crashed outside. Okay, so that's telling me that right now we're getting ready to have a downstorm or a downpour because it's monsoon season. So I don't wind up losing you guys, because if lightning and stuff starts happening, it sometimes messes with my internet. Such is life, right? Okay, I'm going to commit. We're just going to do it. Now see, when Rachel did hers, she did it like that, and then she put ribbon around it. And oh my gosh, it looks so beautiful. It looks like the moon behind your trees. But then when I just got this cabin in the mail, I thought, oh, it needs a cabin. But maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Mine's getting a cabin, so whether it belongs or not. Then what I do want to do is, since we have, it's gonna take, oh, those are retired little black enamel dots. But you know what else we have that might be really cool is these little epoxy, silver and clear epoxy essentials. Those might be really pretty on there, just to add a little bit of bling. Now what I'm going to do is, since we have this little overhang here, I'm just going to follow the outline of my black cardstock to just cut that little piece off. I swear I need to have a better way of organizing my what are these things called? My drawer of embellishments. That's what they're called, embellishments. See, and maybe just black ones on there. No, I like those. It needs a little bit of something, right? Okay, now see, those come in clear, and they come in 3 different shapes. So you have the little circles, you have these ones that look like a diamond. Let me grab something that is, here, let me grab one of these red cards so you can see it. So it looks like a diamond, and then these look like little teardrops. So there's 3 different shapes. So those are the clear, and then you've got these silver ones that are just so beautiful. I actually won these with my team leader. She sent these to me for having a couple of in-live classes. I won one of the things that she had posted about anybody who had a live class that we could be entered into a drawing. Well, I won, and I never win anything, but that was kind of cool because she sent me these, and then she sent me some designer series paper. And don't forget that our designer series paper, the sale is ending on the 2nd. So make sure you guys go in there and look at that designer series paper. Now, if you don't have a catalog and you still want to look at that new paper, if you still want to look at the paper that's on sale, all you have to do is click on the link to my store, and it'll pop up the first thing right there. It'll say that the designer series paper sale. All right, so I like that. I know it's kind of simple, but I think that is so beautiful with that cabin. What do you guys think? Throw me up some thumbs if you guys like that. All right, so there's that one. Let me get some of this out of the way so I can do this next card really quick. I guess it won't be really quick, but all right, so that was the second one. All right, and then I'm going to do this is called a bridge fold. And I know you guys have probably gone like, okay, that style has been around for years. Well, you're right, it has. But it's an oldie but goodie. Okay, let me get this cleaned off too, because I've got stamps sitting everywhere. And just know that I do the Paper Pumpkin live classes every last Thursday of the month. I come on here and I do these classes for you guys. And I like to try to do a what are they called? Scrapbook page layout. And I saw some beautiful ones today, but I'm like, okay, I'm not copying exactly what somebody else did, but my mind just was not in a scrapbooking kind of mood. So it was going to be too difficult for me to try to come up with something. So I thought, well, this time we just won't do a scrapbook page. All right, so the way this works is you take a piece of, this measures 8 inches long by 4 1/4 inches wide. Then I turn it to one side and I come in here and I score it at 1 1/4. And then I move it over and I score it at 2 1/2. So 1 1/4, 2 1/2. Okay. Then I flip it and I do the same thing. I score at 1 1/4, and then I move it down to 2 1/2, and I score it again. Then I cut myself a piece. This is measuring 5 1/2 by 1. And this is my bridge part. Now this is Night of Navy, and this is that Granny Apple Green. Isn't that just a bright, beautiful green? It makes me happy. Normally I'm all about pink, but you know what? I'm actually Okay, surprise, surprise. But this green looks absolutely stunning next to our, I'm just going to bring this card out because it's sitting right here. It looks so gorgeous next to that pink. Well, that one you don't really see the pink. Let me grab a piece of that pink really quick because, oh, I just think it is gorgeous. Look at that. Aren't those two colors together just so amazing? We also sell some, where are they? Of course, I can't find them. But anyways, isn't that so gorgeous together? I'm not using polished pink today. Surprise, surprise, I'm going to not use pink. But let me do what I was going to do here. And I need to grab one of my card bases. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my little trailer, my trawler, and I am going to cut this little trailer out. So let me get actually my trimmer back out here. And watch this, okay? I know you're like, oh my gosh, she's cutting it apart. You're right, I am. I'm going to cut this piece completely off of here. Then I'm going to kind of go in, see how this green, there's two different color greens here. I'm going to kind of go just up a little bit from that, and I'm going to cut that off. And now I'm not going to throw this away because, like I've told you guys, I keep everything. Does it sound like I have some hoarding tendencies? I mean, I don't think I'm quite that bad, but... All right, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut on this piece here, and I'm going to cut this off, and then I'm going to pick my piece up here and slide that forward, and then I'm going to cut this piece off, okay? So now all I need to do is I need to cut my little trailer. Now, you might think that this is a hitch, which it kind of looks like a trailer hitch, right? But let me straighten these out because I don't really want those like that. All right. So it kind of could be a trailer hitch. Doesn't have to be, but then I need to cut this piece off as well. All right. Now, when I measure the inside of this back, it says that that is 3 inches, and I know my card is 4.5. So I need to cut this down to, what did I just say that was? 3.5? Oh my goodness. Or did I say 3? 3. So I need to cut this at 2 3/4 by 4. And then I'm going to decide what piece I want for my sides. Actually, you know what? I'm going to keep that for my sides. I'm going to cut this one, which is the tree one. It's going to go in the back because I want that mountainscape behind my trailer. All right, move that. So what did I say I needed this at? I'm going to cut a little bit off of this side. Because what did I say? I needed it at 2 3/4, right? So I'm going to cut that there. All right, and then because I want my moon left in there, so now I'm going to come to 2 3/4 and cut off this side. And then I needed it to be at 4. So again, I'm going to cut some of this off the bottom and then flip it around. Because do you see what I'm doing? I'm trying to keep as much of the sky scene on there. So if I cut some of this parts off, it's not as detrimental to my card as me wanting to see that moon when I put my trailer on. Now this piece is the perfect width. And what did I say these were? This is 1 1/4. So I need a 1 inch piece. And then a 1 inch piece. So So 2 1-inch pieces for my sides. Now I'm just going to try to let go of that. Okay. Now let's get her done. This is going to go in my back panel. And I'm going to watch my sides and my margins. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I love that on that. Then I'm going to take my 1-inch strips, and these are just going to go, get over there, on my sides. Again, watching my margins. And the one thing I love about this Tombow glue is it gives me some wiggle room when I'm trying to play around and get my, ooh, and there's a gooby on there. A little glue booger on there. It gives me some time to wiggle this around to get my sides perfectly lined up. Oh, I just saw my mom. She just took my dogs out to let them go potty before the storm hits. Okay, so see that? Woohoo! Gorgeousness. Okay, so I need this piece here, and this is gonna, see, now do you see the bridge? Do you see the bridge kind of forming? Then we're gonna take this little trailer. I think we're gonna cut some of this off. That, and, okay, I want some of this cut off too. I don't want it completely off because I want to see some of that green. So that's going to sit kind of like that. See what I was talking about? That I wanted kind of the scenery behind my little trailer. And then I think we might take one of these trees and maybe try to actually move this over just a skosh and put a tree. What do you think? Okay, we're going to do it. We're gonna do it. And then I think we might take, let me see what our sayings were over here. Ooh, get out of the way. What were all of our little sayings? We have, what did we not use? Let the adventure begin. We used that. The world awaits you. I think that might be too long for that. Yeah, because, okay, that's not gonna work. All right, we're not gonna worry about that at the moment. Let's get this piece on here. So what you need to do with this is you need to put it on. It's going to go all the way to the side of your card. So I just put glue right on here. Maybe if my glue will work. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it all the way against the side here. And I'm taking it to the very bottom of my cardstock. So I'm lining up with the bottom and the side, just like that. Then I'm going to lay this piece flat and line it up over here. And if this all works out correctly, that should lay flat too. Okay. Oh my goodness. My glue can be such a booger at times. Alright, so it looks like that's a little short, but that's okay. We'll make it work. So if it doesn't lay completely flat, just kind of push it and make it work, okay? Because when it stands up, it's going to stand like that. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm going to lay it this way for you. But it'll stand up, and that is your bridge. So let's put this kind of over to the side because I'm going to put that tree here. So just like that. I don't want to cover too much, but I also want to make sure that my tree parts don't hang off this card so it'll fit in an envelope, because I'll show you what we do, how this card lays completely flat in an envelope. Okay, so let's get this glued down. Oh, I think it's time to get a new glue out. I should have done that. Dang it, I keep forgetting. Alright, so that's going to go right there. And actually, I might go ahead and put just a daub of glue right here where I know the back of the trailer is going to touch that, just to make sure it doesn't get too messed up, because even if my card's laying this way, that's still going to be sitting on that flap. And then if my card goes this way, it's still sitting on the flap as well. Okay, there's that. And then, I mean, we could have put, I guess, what is that other one? Let Your Light Shine. Explore, congrats. Woo! Man, I'm telling you, sometimes we could put congrats up there, actually. Let's do that really quick. And I think I'm going to do that in Night of Navy, since we have our Night of Navy strip here. I think that'll look good up there. And see, and I should have thought about stamping that first, but you know what? I think it's going to work. I think we can get it to work. Oh, look at that. I did it. Woo, I like it when things work out right. Okay, there's that. And then let's get this tree on here. So I think I might move the tree right there, even with that, or I can move it. No, I'm going to move it right there where it looks like it's sitting even with the green. And I'm going to pop that up. Maybe if I can find my dimensionals. So I know that, well, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter much because of the fact that where it sits, I know pretty much this side of it, the whole thing can bump up because it's not going to hang over anything. So I'm going to put one up there, in the middle, and in the middle. I'm just going to do 3 down the middle of that tree. There we go. Isn't that adorable? Oh my gosh. Okay, so there, I want to show you how they all fit, or how this fits straight into an envelope. So you're not like, yeah, she's fibbing to me. It's not going to fit into an envelope. Look at there. I wasn't fibbing. I was being honest. But you know what? We need to put some embellishments on this, because a card is not complete unless it has a little bit of shimmer. Oops, I don't know why I pulled that one off. So let's make this look like a shooting star, because there's a star up there. And then let's put this on that tree. And up there. And you know we need odd numbers. So I'm going to do 3 of the blue, and then I'm going to do because that's 4. So let's do 1 more of the orange, and let's do it over here. Woo, the lightning is going now outside, and it is windy as can be. Woo! Oh, do you guys hear that? All right, well, good thing we're about ready to wrap this up, so I don't wind up losing you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming in here and sticking with me for making these cards. I truly appreciate it. All right, so here are all our, I'm telling you, our alternatives. See, words are difficult. And then, which one did we do? Okay, we did this one. And then we made the 3 that were actually in this kit. So there's our alternatives. Okay. And then there's our 3 that we made from the kit. So cute, right? Alrighty, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please go and subscribe to the Paper Pumpkin so you don't miss out on that super special one that Miss Shelley helped design for next month. The actual sale ends to be able to purchase that box August 10th. So you guys have about a half a month or 2 weeks, or maybe not even that, a week and a half, until that ends. So make sure you subscribe to that. All right, you guys, have a great weekend. Thank you so much.